So my name is Andy Scott, and I'll be your moderator today. I'm a partner at Bannery. I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction of myself and at Bannery and the roundtables. But before I do, I wanted to introduce Gerald Brady from Silicon Valley Bank, who was the generous ones that sent you guys your bottles of wine. So hopefully you guys all received that bottle of wine. And now I'm going to go around the Zoom room here and ask you several questions. First of all, very briefly, because we have a big group here, please briefly introduce yourself and your company, and tell us a little bit about your company. Tell us your one top challenge you're facing today that you would love some feedback on. Tell us a superpower that you could help some of the other CEOs here with. And then finally, what defines a successful CEO roundtable for you today? So again, I will go around, and given the size of the group, if I have to cut you off, my apologies in advance, but that's my job as the moderator.
Good afternoon and evening, everybody. I'll actually start with the value. I think just being here is an amazing experience, hearing all of you from such diverse backgrounds. I have already, my mind is so wide open right now, hearing all kinds of different success stories. So thank you for the opportunity of being here. I'm also wondering how I'm here because I'm from India, and most of the people here seem to be from United States or in that neighborhood. So just so you know, it's 4 a.m. here, now almost 5 a.m. here. So I got up really early to be part of this, and I'm feeling happy that I made that decision. I'm Abhijit. I run a software company, and we are registered in Dallas, which may be the reason why I got this invite.
We have a global community of CEOs, but thank you for getting up for so early. Yeah.
Thanks.
To make you feel any better, Roy, I signed up for a seminar in London that's going to be at 5 o'clock my time on Friday. So
I hope I inspire you into attending. All day yesterday, I was thinking whether I should attend or send an apology mail, but I'm now thinking that it was a good decision. So back to the introduction. Basically, we are also a boutique software company developing, building teams. I'd like to say building teams for startups across the world. We have a couple of clients in the US. We have one in UK and one in Australia and a couple in India here. As a result of pandemic, we were initially forced and then finally made a permanent decision to be a virtual organization going forward, which is working amazingly well because we are now attracting talent from all over the country. And several people have joined us stating that they want to work with us because we have decided to be permanently virtual and they really like the concept of working from home. Whereas we are studying other virtual companies and adopting policies and principles to make sure that it is success. And largely, we have several success stories. But also the challenge is to be able to bring in the human connect while everybody is sitting at home. So that is the challenge that is my biggest challenge right now. The superpower, I guess, is building powerful teams.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Teams are so critical, especially and now that we're all remote, and being able to kind of keep that all together, and the culture is just, that is a superpower. Wonderful. So thank you all. Quite an accomplished but diverse group here on many different levels, which is wonderful. I think we can all still learn from each other as leaders. And there's a lot of correlation amongst your challenges, right? I mean, growth is clearly, you're all younger companies, and growth is something that I heard is a common challenge for many of you that you're facing, but also you can probably share some experiences. The other commonality that I'm hearing is fundraising on a handful of you. Some of you have done that quite successfully. But certainly it's challenging out there. Certainly I've done a lot of that in my career, and this era is difficult, especially at the seed stage, as a number of you have noted. you hear about all this money out there, but again, it's not like it's just raining down on early stage startups. So I think those are two key topics we can talk about. Brian's going to dig into kind of customers and communications and with teams, and so he'll kind of speak more. And Brian, certainly feel free to jump in on a topic. But maybe we start off with growth and really some kind of tactics that some of you have utilized, perhaps even specifically related to COVID right now. What's working, what's not working? What kind of lessons have some of you learned that you can share with some of the people on this call? Just given that's a challenge for many of you. When we use a tool set at Advanced for our own selves, and we work with some other companies called Entrepreneurial Operating System, EOS. It's built for small businesses, and so it's a core component of it. It talks a lot about values, which was just discussed, and accountability and running your business on data, but people is so critical. All right, that's what we're talking right now, is finding the right people and putting them in the right seats. One of the books that they suggest is The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. So that's another book for you. That's great. So yeah, this is a great topic. And definitely we hear a lot about teams and culture and remote teams. Who else wants to kind of jump into that topic? I know teams was a couple of your superpowers.
So I found.
Sorry.
Please go.
Okay. I would just like to talk about the generation gap, because I think the generation gap is also closely linked with virtual operations, because as Terry was saying, many a times there is a big gap between the way we think or the way we operate versus the next generation. And Philip talked about so many different generations between us and the current generation probably. But I finally learned my lesson when my son came into the workforce, and when I was able to observe him closely in the way he operated. Up until then, I was very specific about people coming to office and working. And then this guy goes and takes an internship some 20 miles away from his home. And he, within a week, he convinces his boss that, hey, I'm better off sitting at home and working because I'm going to save a couple of hours traveling. And I would rather put that time into work or balance that time between work and life. And his boss agreed. And I could see that he was sitting at home and working with additional passion, because he was now happier being associated with the guy who gave him the flexibility and the trust that, yeah, go ahead and work from wherever. I don't need to supervise you. And I think that's what a lot of the newer generations require. They are more aspirational. They are more tuned to the job they tend to take on, and given the right kind of flexibility. And since then, I mean, so this incidence is 2 years back, and since then I've practiced it with a lot of the younger folk in our company, and I found that to be, I mean, you give them the freedom and flexibility, and the results are amazing.
So, again, maybe we kind of get back to kind of some of the growth stories, for many of you. Basil, you mentioned that like one of your key challenges right now is growing super quickly, right? That's what you love to do, is build these companies and sell them. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about kind of what you've done and what you're trying to achieve now. Yeah, totally. It's a different mindset. There's only a certain number of entrepreneurs that can be kind of startup person that can then scale to a massive company. That's a rare ability to kind of be able to do that. What do other people think about that kind of pivot? Right?
Andy, just want to share a couple of quick thoughts. Unlike many of the people here, I have only built one company. And we are right now at a $3 million stage. And like Vasil is saying, we are also getting a lot of opportunities of getting acquired. And over the last 1 year, I have deliberated on which way I want to go, because now, as never before, for the first time, I'm actually getting pinged by people who want to either buy equity or give us some kind of funding to help us grow faster and stuff like that. And at the end of that deliberation, I have now figured that I want to build continue building a bigger and bigger company and not sell out. It was insightful to hear Vasil say that you hurt people when you sell out, because you are as we have built so far, there are a lot of people who have joined my journey as an entrepreneur, right? So those people will not get as much of a buyout if I just sell out. I may make personal money, but the organization ceases to exist. But if I keep building, then I build wealth for multiple different people over the years, and I'm excited about the upcoming journey.
Yeah, awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you again. So nice to see you all, and I'm sure we'll speak with you again soon.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank you.
Andy,
Thanks.
thanks for the great moderation.
Absolutely.